Thank you. Good afternoon, or in my case, good morning. As the night DJ on 107.9 The End, I'm usually rolling out of bed this time of day making breakfast, so my apologies if I'm a little bit groggy. To the class of 2014, you have all waited for this day for a very long time to arrive, and now it's finally here, so congratulations. As I stand, give yourselves some round of applause. It's kind of funny as I stand up here today on the other side of the podium, looking out at your faces and your parents' faces. You're so young and so hopeful. I never would have thought 8 years ago that I would be on the other side at this very moment, giving a commencement speech at a high school graduation. But I'm very honored and very humbled to be here and share this moment with you. For those wondering who's running the radio station right now, let me just promise you, I left someone very capable in charge to play the same 7 songs over and over, so it's okay. Now, when I graduated high school in 2006, I was feeling everything that you're feeling right now. Accomplishment, excitement, happiness, uncertainty, sadness, butterflies, nothing at all, and everything in between. I had to sit in alphabetical order next to my classmates that I barely knew and pretend to pay attention to all the speakers while I texted my friends a few rows away. Probably like you're not doing now. JK, you are, because you're not laughing. So, now that you're busted, and with permission from your principal, he's gonna give it to you because it's your day. Let's do this the right way, so stop hiding your cell phones. Yes, pull them out, I'm not joking. Hashtag waiting to get my degree, but first, let me take a selfie. Seriously, this is your time, go for it. You're not gonna be up on the stage again. You don't have your... All right, we'll do it later. Awkward. There we go. All right, now to the serious stuff. Today is the day you're gonna look back on it and remember and cherish, because today is the day everything changes. Today is the day you truly become an adult. Your life is now in your hands, and you have to decide what you want to do with it. And you have to decide how to make the most out of it. But where do you start? They say everything you go through in life prepares you for the next big thing, and nothing makes sense until you look back on it. At the end of my 5th grade school year, my mother decided to move myself, my brother, and her to Las Vegas to be closer to family and give me and my brother a bigger city to grow up in with better opportunities. I had to say goodbye to all of my family and friends in the little tiny town of Red Bluff, a little cowboy town just 2 hours north of here, and start in a bigger city. I cried on my first day of 6th grade in homeroom. I missed my friends in my hometown, but I survived and made amazing friends and couldn't wait to start high school with them. Well, over summer break, my mom decided to buy a new house in a new district, so I got to start over again. High school, it was a lot for you like it was for me. Amazing and fun, terrible, annoying, stupid and repetitive, drama-filled and emotional, but mostly it was a really great time. I started out friendless, awkward, a 13-year-old girl not knowing anything or anyone. I made friends slowly and got involved with the dance team and rode the yellow school bus Monday through Friday till I got a car at 16. Then I fell in love for the first time, and that ended horribly. My heart got broken, but I made some great friends that became enemies, and made some interesting friends that became lifelong friends. On graduation day, I walked across the stage and accepted my degree, and once again realized I would have to start all over again. More importantly, I was faced with the question that you're facing right now. What do I do next? Life after you graduate high school is similar to your first few days in high school. You don't know what you're doing or where to go. You don't really know many people in the real world. And you're constantly wondering, what do I need to do to get this done so I can do what I want? When I graduated, I had no idea what I wanted to do. All I wanted to do was move to LA and be a backup dancer. True story. But my mother, the very feisty woman she is, made me make her a deal. Ashley, she said, I know you want to dance and that's great, but if you get hurt, you're going to need a backup plan. Get your associate's degree, and then you'll have my blessing to move to LA. She's very big on school. Terrified of my mother. Oh, crazy lady, love her. I agreed, but I didn't know what I wanted to study or where to begin. And being an adult now, I got to decide where I wanted to start over, not my mom. Confused and lost, I applied to the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. Just like all my friends did, and just like them, I was accepted. A day later, I changed my mind and decided to go to the community college instead. I wanted to save money, I wanted that degree in my hand at the end of 2 years so I could transfer to whatever university after I was done being a backup dancer. Well, I started college that fall semester and went to work dreadfully knocking out my general eds. That spring is when everything started to change. I was in my Communications 101 class when my very charismatic teacher, and not so bad to look at, professor, was giving a speech about reaching people with your words. That's when it hit me. I wanted to get my degree in communications and work in radio. See, as a kid, I loved radio. I was fascinated with it. I listened to it for hours. I recorded all of the songs onto tapes. If you don't know what tapes are, ask your parents. Suri will tell you. They're these really weird things, but they were awesome at the time. See, all the time I spent listening to radio, I wanted to be that person that got to talk and play music for a living, but never thought it was possible, so I just gave up on the idea, which was stupid. But that day in Com 101, it all rushed back and that changed. So, backup dancing was out, radio DJ was in. What do I do next is the question I asked myself. Well, I was 19 living in Las Vegas. Partying, I mean school, wasn't the only thing I was doing. I was working 3 part-time jobs to pay for school, not to pay for the alcoholic drinks that I didn't buy with my fake ID because that would be illegal, guys. It's not okay. College life was awesome though, but the classes not so much. I wound up with some not so great college professors, got bored really quickly, that led to partying and meeting my soulmate. And by soulmate, I mean not my soulmate. You'll experience that shortly. School took a back burner though. I was very distracted and my goals got further and further away from me. My mom told me to get my fill in the blank in gear at one point, but I ignored her because I was an adult. That's what I did. That semester, before I was supposed to receive my degree, I realized I was wasting precious time and being an idiot, so I decided not to get my associates. I decided to push myself harder. I transferred to UNLV to get my bachelor's and put myself into classes that I was actually interested in taking. These classes would actually help me reach my career goals. School was finally interesting. I was enjoying it, I stopped partying, I quit one of my jobs, I took out a loan, I broke up with that stupid soulmate and started my junior year. Winter session of my junior year, all the hard work finally started paying off. I was 21, things were making sense, I got my internship at my favorite radio station, and after 6 months of hazing and doing embarrassing and very unspeakable things radio interns are made to do, for free, mind you, I was hired as a part-time on-air personality. It was pretty awesome. I worked 1 day a week for 2 hours from 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. It wasn't my ideal dream job, but I loved those 2 hours each week, and I knew I was on the right path. Everything was going pretty well. Well, the classes got harder, the homework became longer, I was stressed out all the time, working 4 part-time jobs, never sleeping, always buried in school books, constantly fighting with my mom. I never saw my friends and my then current boyfriend. I was struggling, life sucked, I thought it was the end of the world, it was terrible, and I was failing some classes. I realized if I wanted to graduate, I'd have to make some more sacrifices. I quit all my jobs, except for the radio station, which led me to taking out an even bigger loan that I'm still paying off, and I moved out of my mom's house. 2 months before graduating is when my whole world was flipped upside down. I was offered the full-time night job at 107.90 and here in Sacramento. I accepted the job, and after I did, my boyfriend of 2 years also accepted a job across the country. He left me in our brand new 2-bedroom condo alone. So once again, I was starting over. I held back tears as I walked across the stage as they said my name Saturday morning of my college graduation. I let those tears out as I said goodbye to my family and friends that Saturday night, and I bawled my eyes out as I hopped onto the plane to move here to Sacramento to start my new life. But I finally smiled when I started my dream job that Monday at 107.90 end. They say everything you go through in life prepares you for the next big thing, and nothing makes sense until you look back on it. So for me, my story is all about starting over. But it's no longer a scary thought. It's an exciting challenge that I not only welcome, but I now seek out and crave. After you leave here today, you're an adult, and it's time to start living like one. The only thing is, the paths become more blurry, and it's going to be harder to reach your goals. You will struggle, you will become distracted, you will want to give up, and you will question, does this even matter? What I'm doing, does it matter? Does it even matter at all? What's the point? You can fight as you've done for the past 18 years and drag yourself out of bed every morning when that stupid alarm clock goes off, or you can throw in the towel. The choice is now yours and yours alone to make. For some of you, you have it all figured out, and I applaud you because I was not one of them. For the rest of you, you have no idea where to begin, and you're facing the very question I've asked myself my whole life. What do I do next? Just know, it's okay. You have family, you have friends, they're there for you. And it's not okay for you to think that it's not okay to not know. You're gonna figure it out, and one day you will have all the answers. If you don't, it's okay. What you do need to know is that you need to work towards something, whether that's college, starting work, taking a gap year, joining the military, trying to figure it out. Make decisions that will ultimately better you in the long run. In the process, though, I challenge you to find something you love and find a way to make money doing it. That is the best piece of advice that I can offer you today. If there's one thing you get from that, find something you love and find a way to make money doing it, because you will be so happy like I am in my dream job. This past Wednesday, one of my favorite poet and authors passed away, the great Maya Angelou. And it's one of her quotes that I'd like to leave you with. My mission in life is not merely to survive, but to thrive, and to do so with some passion, some compassion, some humor, and with some style. I hope you internalize those wonderfully articulated wise words and run with them after you leave here today. Continue to make yourself better and strive for the next best version of you. To the class of 2014, congratulations.